All right, so I've got the basic half of the body done, which means now I can go in and throw out this side like so. All right, so what I'd like to do now is add a little bit of refinement and then establish where we're going to be extruding the head from. Okay, so I'll go to my object mode, select it. I'm going to go to the edge loop tool. And I know that if I split the body in half like so, I can use this edge to round out a bit on the legs, and then from here I can establish where the neck and the head will come. So I'm going to leave that path like so, and I'm going to do the same thing for the arm. I'll click and throw an edge loop around the entire edge that way, and then I'm going to go this way as well. All right, so this is going to give us the opportunity to go in and kind of round this a bit. Even though the proxy reflects a pretty smooth thing, you're going to see it is a little bit boxy. So I'm just going to take a moment to go in, and I'm going to right click and choose edge. And if I double click on these edges, because it's kind of a very base piece of clean geometry, I can now get that whole edge. And if I get my scale tool, I can start to pull this up. And you can see now by doing that, I'm rounding this geometry out. So I'll get this edge as well. And I don't want to select these. So what I'll do is I'm going to select this one, and then I'm going to come around and shift double click on this one. You can see just between those two clicks the edges are selected. Now I'm just going to pull that out to round it out a bit like so. So if I were to hit 3 now, my geometry is a little bit more organic. All right, so I'm going to take a moment out, and I'll go and do the same thing for the legs and the torso a bit, and then we'll come back and we'll work on the head. All right, so I've gone in and I've done a little bit of refinement to round these pieces off, these limbs off, based on the edges we put in previously. Right up here is where we're going to extrude the head from. So I'll go in here and I think I'm going to move this edge in a bit so the neck isn't quite so thick. And again, this is all very subjective, and you can also go back and edit if you find things aren't quite what you want. And by keeping this poly count low, you go very quickly to get what you want. So I'll go ahead and I'll select the face on top. I'm going to click on my Extrude Poly tool. And you may want to start working in your orthographic view so that you can get your proportions maybe a little closer initially. So let's see what we got here. So I'm going to bring this up to where maybe the top of the head would be, like so. And then I'm just going to get my edge loop, and I'll split perhaps where the eye line would be, then maybe where the nose line would be, and then where would the chin line be here. All right, and then we'll go and we'll start to pull the poly faces out from those areas. Okay, so before I get started, I'm going to come around. You'll notice that the back, because we've deleted and opened our model, even though we're establishing new polys, it gives us the back filled in as well. So you're going to have to go through periodically as you model and just delete these to keep that seam the way it will be prior to reflecting a mirror image of the finished half of the body. So now I'll go ahead and I'll start to extrude some faces. So I'll select all these from here to here, and I guess I'll pull this out like so, and I'll drag them out like that. And then I'll just go, and I'm going to start kind of just tapering this and putting in the general reference I want for the shape of the head. Again, this is just very, very general. We won't go into a lot of detail on this. I just want to get this basic approach established. So I'll go to the back. I'll select these two, and I'll extrude those out. I'm just going to pull those out like so a little bit. And once again, I'll start to rough in perhaps the profile where I'd like it to be. Now, in the case of the back of the head here, I might find myself snapping and merging these together. I'm going to hit 3 on the keyboard so you can see how quickly we can kind of knock something out. And once again, you'll notice that these faces have filled in. So I'm going to go back in, I'll go to face, and I'll quickly select these and delete them out so I get a more accurate idea of what's going on here. All right, so now I'm going to start working on the width of this face. You can see I kind of messed things up right in here, but I'm going to go afterwards and I'll snap all these inside edges to the x-axis. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start working on this a little bit more, and then I'll come back after I've added a little bit more geometry.